Hi guys, it's me, Dana. I realize I say my name kind of weird every time I say that. And I think it's because my niece says my name. She goes, Dana, which it's obviously it's the correct way, but nobody else says that with such enthusiasm. So I love it. And I've started saying it about myself. But anyways, let's get into this video. This video is about the Laura Mercier loose setting powder in Glow. So this is different than the normal one. This one is actually less of a setting powder. I wouldn't call it that. I would call it more like a loose highlighter. And I'm just gonna jump right in and show you why I love it, how you can use it, and just give you a few more details on it. So this is a huge thing. This is 29 grams or it's not fluid, 1 ounce, which is a ton. You can tell it's a pretty substantial size. To compare these to some of the other loose powders that are out there, and especially that I have, in size we have the Laura Mercier, which is 29 grams, 1 ounce, which is huge. The next down I have the Fit Me by Maybelline loose powder, and this comes in 20 grams, so 9 grams less. And you can see for size, you're still getting more in the Laura Mercier, obviously. The next one we have is the Thrive Cosmetics, and this is 14 grams. And then my last one that I have is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and this is a measly 6 grams. Did I say ounces for Thrive? I'm talking in grams, but so basically this one is the largest, Bare Minerals is the smallest. In terms of shades, the Laura Mercier comes in 2 shades, which it's actually better than some of the others. The first one is called 1 to 4, which I guess they could call it light, and then the 5 to 6, which is for darker skin tones. And I'm just gonna go down again in size. So the next one in terms of size would be the Fit Me, and this one comes in 8 shades, which is the most of any of them. And you can get it, this one is, I think, a medium color. Yeah, it's actually medium. But it goes lighter and it goes darker, which is probably the biggest selling point. And, well, one of the biggest selling points. The Thrive only comes in 1 shade, 1 consistency, that's it. And then the Bare Minerals, I actually just looked this up because I haven't bought it in a long time. But it comes in 4 different, not shades, but I guess like purposes. So this is the original. And this actually has SPF. None of the others have it, or at least they don't advertise it that much. But this comes in illuminating, tinted, which like 1 shade of tinted, it's like, how does that work? But okay. And then hydrating. So this one definitely has the most variety in terms of maybe what you want out of it. Although illuminating and hydrating to me kind of seem a little too similar. Maybe they should have done like a matte one for people that wanted the matte look. Now, in terms of price, this is the most expensive. This is $38. The next most expensive is actually the Thrive one. Thrive is a smaller brand, and they do donate one. For every one you buy, they donate another to a woman in need. So, you know, if you want a good cause, Thrive Cosmetics, this would be the one. But it only comes in 1 shade, and, you know, that's it. But then the cheapest by far, or well, I guess we're going in order. The Bare Minerals is $23, and then the cheapest by far is the Maybelline, which is a drugstore. None of the others are. This is $8. You can probably get it cheaper. This was, I think, on Ulta. Walmart usually has the cheapest prices that I found. But that's kind of the breakdown of prices, of shades, and what they do. Now let's just go ahead and jump in and do it on my face. So I'm gonna do it 2 ways. Let me pull my hair back. Maybe. I have no makeup on right now, and what I'm gonna do before I even really jump into that is what I've been doing lately, and I'm gonna have another video posted on this, which is kind of the reverse engineering makeup look. And I haven't been wearing a foundation. I haven't been wearing a CC or BB cream. I've just been trying to keep it as simple as possible. My skin is doing all right. I still have a zit kind of right there, but my melasmas feel a lot more reduced, and I'm just trying to, you know, keep it easy. So what I've been doing is doing kind of the makeup that you think goes on at the end. I've been doing that first. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna fast forward it. You guys can see it, but I'm not gonna really talk through it because I have another video, which I'm gonna post. If it's up, I'll link it here. Okay, so I was debating if I should do my eyes and other stuff right now, but because this is a powder and we're gonna be putting it pretty much all over our face, I'm gonna do it first and then do the eyes. So you saw, I mean, that was not a huge amount of stuff that I did, but I have been doing my blush first. And I just go in with my loose powder. Now you take it and you're gonna put some in the cap. And you have a variety of ways you can do this. You could use a powder puff. I find that that is gonna give you really like the matte setting look. So if that is what you want, you should absolutely do that. For me, since this is the glow, I want a glow. And I found two ways that are the best. If you have, so for the Laura Mercier in the 1 through 4 shades, if you have really pale skin, I would use this as a highlighter. Just think of it as a highlighter, really, because it has more of a gold kind of tint to it. It doesn't always go well with lighter skin tones. I have, well, right now my skin is pretty light, but my skin is medium, kind of like Mediterranean-ish skin tone. So gold looks pretty good on me. But if not, I would say do it as a highlighter. So on this half of my face, I'm gonna do it as a whole setting powder. And I'm just gonna take my brush in, and you don't wanna necessarily get too much. And I don't do a sweeping motion. I start off by just kind of patting it on. And I'm doing my whole face. No, not just areas, just the whole thing. And I kind of pat it on. Don't be worried about using a lot. This stuff is very subtle. You're not gonna, unless you're using like a pound of it, you're not going to just like come off like a glowing goddess, unless you want that. And once I've kind of patted it on, then I can use like more of a swirling motion. And I load up on this stuff because it's so subtle that it really, it's not like you're putting highlighter all over your face. This lighting, it's not gonna be the most visible. This is so subtle, I have to reiterate that you're not gonna, it's not gonna be like when you see Nikki tutorials and she has like a blinding highlight right there. That's not the look this is. It's just giving you a bit more glow and kind of making your face look a bit more alive. So that is the first technique. The other technique, I would use a smaller, more like highlighting brush. This one is actually, I think, a blush brush, but I use it for highlighting. And I'd go into my powder, and you're gonna do it kind of in the same areas that you would highlight. So your cheekbones, and you can go up the side. And this one you're gonna really like, oh, you can see that already. That's great. So you're really gonna kind of focus on that area. Your forehead. You can do the tip of your nose. Cupid's bow, chin, just wherever you want. And since we're not thinking of this as a setting powder, we're really gonna get more of that highlighted look. The times that I would caution you against, look at that. I think that's so pretty. What I would caution you though is if you do have texture or kind of larger pores, definitely probably set or prime yourself with some pore minimizing primer. If you have texture, this look is probably not what you're gonna wanna go for. I think powder highlights tend to accentuate texture and pores. So if you do have texture, I would go with the whole face and just kind of like an overall glow. This one is a bit more of a blinding look. And I can see, you can see right there, you can see like a little bit of my pores and texture, whereas on this side you can't really. So those are the two ways that I've found are really useful for doing using this Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm just like obsessed with it. I think the only downside to this is that it is a pretty large container, so it's not super travel friendly. I think you can probably get some samples on this website, but then you still have to buy stuff. But yes, I am obsessed with this. I think this is great for really simple everyday looks. I think it'll look so stunning when I have a tan in the summer, but I think it looks beautiful right now as well. And I do find that it lasts. It says 12 hours. I don't think that's true. I think a full day at work, I can still kind of see it by the end of the day. But it's just kind of, you know, it doesn't break apart like a heavy foundation does, which is nice. It just kind of like loses its sheen, and if you're touching your face, it's gonna come off as well. But I'm gonna finish up my makeup. I'm gonna then check in and tell you what I think on this compared to the other setting powders and just wrap up. So I'll be back. I am super stoked. I think this is a beautiful look. You can see just the glow and the shine, and if I put bronzer on, I think it'd be even prettier. If I was tan, it'd be even prettier. But just to wrap things up a little bit, you know, these two are the most expensive, $38 and $35. This is worth it though, because I'm trying to kind of step back and not use as many products on my face if I don't have to. I find that if I can just use this and I'm using it every day, $38 is kind of worth it, especially when you can like build up the glow. You can use it as like a soft highlighter. I do find that it's worth it. The Maybelline Fit Me powder is great it basically acts like a powder, like kind of like in the vein of Bare Minerals, where you're going to have some color. It's tinted a bit. So you could just wear that. But I find that when you do that, and then your face looks a bit dull and you want some highlight or something to like spruce it up a little. So then you would be using another powder on top. But again, I wouldn't recommend just using this if you do have any issues with your face, if you have acne, if you have melasma, if you have scarring, because this is what I've been using now that it does feel like my melasmas are gone and the discoloration isn't as pronounced. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're looking for a full coverage and you need that kind of coverage, which is totally fine, and some days I need that full coverage, but on days where I don't, this is what I recommend. I also think for people who are kind of in a rush, I really have like 5 to 10 minutes to get ready in the morning, and I'd love to spend more time, but I just don't have it. So I recommend this for people who are kind of in a rush to get going. Just throwing this on, you can't mess it up. You really cannot mess it up. And then you can do mascara, eyeliner, just a few things, and you look pretty fucking amazing. So, yeah, I just love it. It's worth $38, and I hope that this helps a little bit. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think below, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know why I did that. Ow. Ow. All right, bye guys.